Welcome to another Enjoying Art member painting together hour. This morning we're going to paint the sunrise at a harbor. We're going to paint together step by step from how to plan the painting, how to paint the sky, the water movement, the reflection, and the details. If you're already a member of the Enjoying Art community, please plan to join us every Friday. We have 2 painting sections together. And this YouTube channel is all about how to paint and draw with relaxation. If this is the first time here, please subscribe and turn on notification. The composition is always first. I'm going to have the horizon line right over here, so I have more reflection in the lower part of the paper. So I'm going to draw it right like this. So this is the horizon line. Give a little bit of suggestion over here. So I'm going to leave this would be the beginning of the boat here. And then take a look at the sun. I'm going to move it over here. So the sun is right here, right? Have some white space. You want to reserve it over there. So this is boat. It will be right here. The last boat, like that. So recognize that this is very important. There is another. Also notice the rhythm of the composition. Like say, boom, 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 boom. Think it's a music. This is good enough. I'm going to try to create a mood of the whole picture before I go into the details. The detail is just enhancing the mood. I'm going to start from the top of the painting. So I'm going to take this Windsor blue green shade and maybe a little bit red from the top. Not a lot, just like that. So now I'm going to start from the top over here. I'm going to make it even darker, add a little bit more blue. Okay, like that. And if you don't have enough water, it would make it feel like a dry. Make sure the brush is totally clean. Don't have any blue color, otherwise it would feel like a green. Now I'm going to just use the corner of my brush. Now I know the sun will be here, so I'm going to just prepare that. You see that? Have a little bit yellow color around this. I'm going to do the same thing in the reflection right over here, like that. That's about that. I'm going to paint the sky and the reflection at the same time. Okay, now this area is still wet. This is good, no worry about that. So I'm going to take the red color and mix a little bit orange color. So take the yellow and the red. You don't need a lot of space. Just take that color. That's good. Now I'm going to painting around over here. Now get a little bit more orange, a little bit more red in here. Here you go, like that. Now start spreading the color a little bit, like that. And the same thing over here. And the reflection, like that. That's good, right? Very simple, like that. Okay, and then I'm going to spread the color over here all the way from the sun and doing a little bit outward. And now I'm going to have this color spread a little bit. Now the orange color in the brush gets thinner and thinner. So now I'm going to take a little blue color, and not just blue, it would look like green. So make sure you add a little red color, otherwise it would look like a green color in the sky. Actually, the sky never green, right? It's kind of strange if it's green. So I add a little red, so it become gray color. So I'm going to come here, now I'm going to push the color out and let it merge into the sky. Now I'm going to start working out from here. I have a little bit the red color into the blue, so this color would continue from the top over there and then stop over here. This seems like a very important to not let the sky to be green instead of gray. Okay, like that, and coming in. So we're gonna see how the sky turned out to be. Don't too quick of judgment yet. Okay, now I'm gonna create an overall color in the water as well. And over here, I'm gonna take a little red, take a little blue, and I'm gonna put the little gray color here, and actually come back over here to make it this consistent, same color. Now, supposed to be a very relaxing and simple process, so don't make yourself stretch out too much. So I'm gonna have this a little orange color blend into here, like that. A little bit come out, like that. This is good. And there is some ripple and some color changes. I would work on that after this layer dry. So no need to loosen this color, make it softer, like that. And I would put the other color a little bit later. So extend the color all the way down over here. Okay, our next step in the painting process is to fix the texture. Okay, you don't want to do that when it's in the process being dry. Okay, now I just use my brush. It's really clean brush. I think this is fine on the top over there. Over here, the texture, I want to soften it. So it just use lots of water. This brush is pretty soft. Be able to remove color or soften the color. Soften the edge over here too at the bottom. And how we can make it look interesting. So I'm going to soften this. When you start a painting, you don't really need to have a very detailed plan. You have a general direction. It's very important that you have your emotional feeling. That is all you need. And the bottom over here, I'm going to have the texture over here too. Loosen the texture right over here. That's good. You can use this way if you want to remove the color in a specific area and you want to soften it. Just use the whole brush. Sometimes you use the portion of the brush, sometimes use the whole brush. Now the texture is very softened, it's very subtle. This is really good. And those colors are beautiful. So I'm going to keep that. And now I'm going to come into the color around the sun. Now I'm going to use the calligraphy brush. Now I'm going to take the yellow, right? Just the yellow color, the Windsor yellow, and the Windsor red. Now I'm going to come in over here. Now take a look at the top. I'm going to have the color, make it a little bit brighter when it's wet. That's good. Like over here, I have a little bit closer. And here you go, like that. And now I'm gonna have a little bit stronger color, like that. That's a little bit more red, maybe too much red. Add a little yellow to it. So this color, very strong, like that. And having, that's good. Now I'm gonna come back with the 1-inch flat brush right after. So I'm gonna put orange color over here too. Right. So basically, when you are in the beginning, you don't have to try to make it perfect. Just have some general color. That's good enough. So right here, I'm gonna spread the color a little bit on this side. From right to the left, spread the color. Okay, over here, give a little bit like that. So create a mood of the morning scene. Okay, like that. And I also use this color, spread a little bit on this side. The paper is all wet, so. Now on the other side, I'm gonna mix a little bit purplish color. So take the blue color and the red color. I need to set a little bit more, like right here, like that. That's good, right there. And also in the reflection in the water, also set a little bit like that. So set the base color a little bit more. And now I'm gonna let it dry. I'm gonna come back to form the sky color and the reflection that need to be all dry. Now the whole painting already dried. Now I'm going to use the 1-inch flat brush. I'm going to take the blue color and with a little red. I'm going to actually have a little bit of the Windsor blue red shade. Now this color a little bit better. I'm going to take this color. Now here we go. I'm going to start from the top again. And now this time, this shape will be very good. I'm going to have a little bit water into, a little bit more. Now looking down over here, looking for the shape. And if you want, you can have a little bit higher, a little bit more space. But we're going to see. At the bottom over here, I'm going to soften that a little bit. Now I'm going to just use the side of this flat brush. Actually, it looks big, but it's very easy to control. You can really good control the point. Now, and coming over here, and that's good, like that. And I have a little bit color coming in over here, showing the cloud. Very interesting. Now over here, a couple stroke like that, and that's good for the sky. I'm going to adjust the edge over here. And I'm just use half of the brush and leave it out the other side of the brush like that. So I have a very nice soft transition. And this is good. I'm going to soften that a little bit over here, just like that. And I'm going to come into the water. Now take a look at the water. What is the color look like? Is look a little bit darker, but I'm going to have a little bit red into here and maybe a little bit too bright, so mix this color, the gray color, in here. Now I'm going to start from the top over here. Ready? I'm going to start over here like that. Just use the corner, okay, coming like that, and move it like this. I have a little edge over here like that. Keep the edge of the edge. Now also going to keep a little gap like this. And then connect up over here and then start moving and look for the thing that you want to keep it, leave it, and a little edge over here, a little shape coming over here. Just use the corner. Try to see how you can control this brush to do the best work for you. And now I'm going to organize that together. I need a little bit more Windsor blue red shade. Now I'm gonna make that a little bit darker like that. It's good. If you don't have that, there's no big deal. Okay, now I'm gonna have a little tip over here like that. Just the little tip. And now I'm gonna organize this whole thing, make it wet. Now the interesting thing would happen when I start using some dark color, make some little red, little Windsor blue green shade. Now right at the edge over here. Now I'm going to use a little bit red. Now over here. Now I'm going to have this color, let it gradually merge together into the wet, like that. So I have a masking some of the area into a little darker tone. So now let it gradually blend into each other. We're going to work it into the overall shapes of this area and also that area. I'm going to continue. I don't want you to look to specific areas. I want you to get the overall shape. It's very important to carry your impression first, not the details. Now I'm going to get a little red color into this blue. It very much look like this, a darker gray color. And okay, I'm gonna add a little bit water here, maybe a little bit blue. Okay, that's good, right? I'm gonna start from here. Here you go, right here. So looking at the bigger area and coming around the sun, but around the sun over here, I'm gonna have the orange color connect that into this wet paint. Just put the color over here. Don't touch it yet. Don't touch it into the sun. Okay, like that. Look and think first. And maybe a little bit darker. Now, it passed the sun. Get a little bit darker, like that. Tap on it and take a look. Even though you see the little light area on the boat, but the whole thing is still dark as a group. Now take a look at the edge over here. Okay, that is the end of this whole group. I'm gonna put it over here like a triangle here first. Right. Just looking for the big shape. Do a little bit more observation and thinking. Okay. Just watch me. Okay, like that. A little shape. And then come back over here. And if it's not dark enough, I'll make it dark enough. Okay, I'm gonna have a little bit. So some of the tree, the thing, smaller shape, I'll add that a little bit later. Okay, now come back over here. This side actually have a little bit more blue. So take a little blue and take a look at that. And look at it again. And some smaller shape in the water reflection. I will take care of that later too. Okay, like that. Now this is good. I'm going to add the very orange colors. Okay, get a little bit yellow. Get the red. Now, don't have to have lots of water. That's just good enough. I think this, because I don't want this color fade too much into the color, like that. You see that? Now this very orange color actually connected into the big shape. So you take care of the big shape before you're thinking about small area. So I'm gonna have this coming up like this. That's good, like that. So feeling that the orange color glow into the shape, but actually it's because you add the orange color touching into here. So that is good. I'm gonna have the orange color a little bit more solid right over here. I'm gonna continue onto this side. Take a look. Somewhere you can discontinue. That's fine. Like that. I'm also working on the little shape of the boats right over here. Like that. A little shape like that. Also the reflection. A little shape like that. So that's just good enough at the foundation. And since we're having the same color here, now I'm going to start also add the reflection. And with this very sensitive calligraphy brush, and we can have some very easy to just draw the line. Like that. A little bit connect with the shape over here. And I come back in a little bit to add more details. Like on this side. Now coming on the other side. Take a look. What you try to observe. What kind of thing you want to capture. Like this. Okay, that's good. Okay, on the other side, I'm going to draw just the line from the left to the right. Like this. There you go. Like that. Some good indication. The horizon line. And so any line across over the reflection of the sun also need to have a little bit more orange color. Okay, like that. That's good. Now, the vertical line, I'll do that a little bit later. Now I'm going to add a little bit darker color. Okay, when this is still wet, I'm going to add a little bit darker color into the shape over here. So, and the top over here and the bottom have a little bit darker color over here. The top over here a little bit darker. Just have a little bit darker color over here, and actually the suggestions of the tree in the shape over here, like that, and a little bit of the shape like that on the top. But in the reflection, don't really see that clear. Like a little bit shape over here, and take a look, and the back over here a little bit darker shape like that. Okay, and in the reflection, I'm gonna have a couple really darker line. Also want to add a little shape on the right side over here. Here you go. Take a look at first. Paint a little bit of the shape on the top over here. So you want to separate a little bit. You don't need to always have them to all touching to each other. So I'm going to have a few vertical line. That's good. Like that. Alright, I'm going to have the reflection. And here you go. Have a few line, horizontal. That would do it. Okay, that's good. I come back with a little bit detail a little bit later. We are going to work into a little detail shape and also finish with the reflection. Okay, now I'm going to take a little dark color, get a little red with this blue color. That's this very dark color. So you're reading the color with your mind, with understanding. It's okay, what color do I have? Okay, now it's good. Now I'm going to come down, take a look at what's the darker area, and the bottom of the boat will be a little bit darker, like that. The area is not totally dry yet, so you draw a very thin line like that coming through over here. That's the bottom of the boat, and I'm going to just add a little details, a little shape into it, the darker shape. Okay, like that. That's good, and have a little dot like a suggested. And I'm going to add a little bit darker horizontal line like that. It's good. And now I'm going to looking at on this side a little bit like that, and a little suggestions. When you're closer to the sun, and the color turn into a little bit more brown and orange color like that. Try to do less for more. Okay, like that, a little bit, and a little suggestions for a little tree on the top over here, a little bit shape on the top over here, like that. Just add a little shape. It would show it. It would actually represent your observation. I'm gonna add a little bit line. Now I'm paying more attention to the smaller area. Like that, coming over here. Take a look on this side. It has a shape of the top of the boat, like that, and the bottom it has another shape over here. So little suggestions and really connect with the imagination and experience of our viewer, like that. And now I'm going to have a little tree on the top over there. So I'm going to make my brush a little dry. Let go most of the paint. And what I'm going to do, I'm just put it down a little bit. Just let's use the side of this calligraphy brush like that. That's good. Maybe a little bit over here too, like that. And that's good enough. Like showing a little interesting suggestions. A little bit over here too, like that. That's good. Alright, now I come back over here to mix a little bit brown color. So get a little bit red and yellow, and that's the brown color. So when it's brown, it represents warmer, a little bit more heat. Okay, that's good. Right over there, have a little detail right under the sun, like that. It's easy, and connect that into the tree over here too. That's good. A little bit like that. Now I'm going to get a little bit closer to the sun. I'm going to add a little bit more orange color back over here. Now, here you go. There's a little bit more orange color. And try to make it a little bit more wet. This area. That's good. Now I have the brown color gradually connect into it. So I have a little bit more red over here. So I have a feeling of glowing area. That's good, right? That's good. Now looking at the reflection, so going to have a little bit more orange color right under. So I'm going to have the yellow and the red. A little bit more orange color right under. Here you go. I'm going to have actually a little bit more yellow and red color together. Now I'm going to push it into the area of the darker shade. Okay, right over here. I'm going to push that in. You see that? A little bit more color get in. It will have a little bit more fade into. So this is good. And I'm going to have a little bit clean orange color on the side over here. And I'm going to work into the reflection next to the sun. And I can add a little bit more orange color to make it connect over like that. Okay, I'm going to have a couple shape, just orange color like that. Okay, that's good. Now I'm going to work into a few shape of almost like just the warm brown color. And when it close over here, like you see, I'm pushing it down and drag it, and a little bit have a little shape over here. That's good. That's beautiful. That's good. Now on the other side, I'm going to work it into the suggestions, a little bit purple color. I have a little bit red, a little purple color right over here. And now let's take a look. And just horizontal line. Here a little bit darker. And got a little bit thinner line. Okay, here you go. And this line, connecting it like this way. That's good. Alright, that's marvelous. And the top over here in the sky, I'm going to have a line over here too. I'm going to make this cloud a little bit better. And also, in the lower part, I see that looks like some mountain over here. So make a little light shape just to make that impression. That's good. Now actually I'm going to come back with a little blue colors and reshape a little bit of this. Now have a little shape coming over here like that. Here you go. Like that, and this give it a little better shape. That's good. And maybe soften that a little bit, just the clean brush. Now the paper more dry in this area. Now I'm going to come back over here, give a little bit more indication, and I think the under here can have a little bit more blue color for the feeling of the reflection, because always look a little bit darker in the reflection area. So over here on the top over here, have some shadow side, light side separated. Now looking at this, that's good. Now I'm going to add a little blue color to showing this boat. Have a little shape over here. Oh, that's good. And the bottom over here have a little bit more gray color. Have a little bit more greenish color over here to separate. Looks like two different items. Okay, it's good. Like that. And on the side. And a little bit blue color over here. I'm going to have a little bit more pure blue right here. So add that. Little color difference that people would sense it. There's something else. Okay, I think this looks pretty good. Now I'm going to have working into finish the painting with the vertical line and the reflection. Okay, now I'm going to come back with just the same dark color. Ready. Okay, I'm going to make this line even taller. All the way come down over here. Better. Now coming in the water, it's coming down, but it's not exactly straight. A little bit tilted like that. And stop a little bit right over there. That's good. Now I'm going to continue with other vertical line. That's good. And when it get closer, and they have a little bit more like brown color instead. Looking for how the line moving. Like that. That's good. Very thin line. Looking for how the line moving. Don't rush it. And over here, I'm going to have a couple line. When the water move, the reflection look a bit different. Okay, now I'm going to have a line over here. Looking for how the water moving affecting the reflection in that particular area. There you go. I don't have to do exactly everything. So the end over here have a little tree coming up like this, and I'm also gonna have a little suggestion of this boat, and the top over here is see the frame of the boat like that. Actually, that make it look more interesting. Now coming over here and a little vertical line, and sometimes the string on the left, sometimes on the right. And I'm gonna looking for, do I need to have more or that's enough? I keep thinking. Okay, like this. I'm gonna have the line coming down like this to good. A few more lines. A little bit higher, a little bit lower. That make it look interesting. Okay, looking for the reflection. Somehow it will also broken. It's not always looks straight. It broken differently. Okay. I kind of remove some of the line, and I keep some of the line. Okay, a little line over here. A little higher. A little line over here for the reflection. Okay. I think it's getting there. I'm gonna add a little bit brown color. Mix a little bit more red and the yellow color into the blue color, and you get a little bit more feeling of a little bit warmer color. Reading the color with your mind. And now I'm going to make the really thin. Now I'm going to get closer to the sun over here. I'm going to draw a couple lines. On this side, I'm going to have this line a little bit taller. But it's important to have it look like a little warmer color, because the heat of the sun is really make you feel different color. And over here too, and a little vertical line like that. Now in the reflection, also carry the similar color. Okay, slowly. The reflection, I'm gonna across that to the sun too, and the reflection. Okay. Careful in this stage, you don't want to get too overwhelmingly with too much details. You want to control how much detail you want to add to the painting. And the light side and the shadow side, I want to separate that. Maybe in the reflection, I'm going to add a little bit more orange color. I want to have a little bit brighter, so just a little bit more yellow and red. No blue color in it, just like that, little bit color. Now I'm gonna add it at the side over here, a little bit over here, like that. Just a little orange color shape. Okay, I feel much better. I want to clear up the texture around the sun, make the sun a little bit more glowing. So I'm gonna have this just soften the edge over here, just a circular motion. You see that? Now I can make it the edge softer. When the edge softer, I have the illusion the sun actually glowing a little bit, instead of looks like it's limited, have a sharp edge. Okay, like that. Ooh, I like that even more. Soften that a little bit. Okay, now by doing that, have a little bit pure yellow color. Just touch it around the sun. That's good. Alright, now the painting's truly finished.